Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Conversation with Freedom. Today, I have a very special guest. On this show, I'm very, very blessed and honored to have amazing people who are doing some amazing work. Today, I have a very good friend. I've been following his work since, I think, late last year, if I'm not mistaken. He's so amazing. Gino, welcome to my podcast.
Hey, what's going on, Freedom? Thank you for having me on the podcast today. I'm very humbled and excited to be here to potentially pour some value and some of my experiences into your audience, and they can potentially walk away with some knowledge that they can apply to their life and their situation to get over the adversities they're currently facing, because I'm Genoversity, baby, helping you conquer adversity.
Before we get into the amazing work that you're doing, my brother, please tell us more about yourself.
All right, so basically I'm 27 right now. Yeah. I just moved here to Sarasota, Florida. This all started, my entrepreneurship journey started when I was 20 years old. I opened up a barbershop. I started cutting hair in high school. I went to barber school in high school. And I was in a barbershop working while I was in high school with school. And, I saved up my money and I really wanted to be an entrepreneur and my own boss. And at 20 years old, I opened my first barbershop. I just knew how to cut hair and started my first business. Didn't really know what and workshops and reading and started to learn more about business. Since then, at the age of 22, I generated my first 6 figures cutting hair. And then I started to scale my business beyond that. And then what I've really learned in having my business, because I went to a business workshop, and the biggest thing that stuck with me, Damon John said this, was a lot of people, they work in their business and not on their business. So at this point, I was busy working in my business. I was working in it. If I left, there was no money. The business fell. Yeah. So then I learned how to work on my business and get free time, which then allowed me to go to realtor school, partner up with Grant Cardone and further educate myself, learn real estate investing, learn the coaching and mentoring business, and allowed me to be financially free. So that's a little bit.
That's so amazing. Please take us way back of where you grow up and just give us a background of where you grow up and everything.
So I was born in Livingston, New Jersey. Yeah. I was raised in Elizabeth, New Jersey till the age of 11 or 12. Then we moved out of Pennsylvania. I come from Elizabeth. It was very rough. It was bad. It was an urban neighborhood, the ghetto. And I was, getting around the wrong people, doing no homework, fighting, got held back in 5th grade. And it was a big change when I moved from New Jersey to Pennsylvania. I was in this environment, I was in this neighborhood, and I started, being friends with the wrong people, doing the wrong things. And then when I moved to Pennsylvania, it was a very, very, very different environment. It was way different. I moved there and people had their doors unlocked. People left their bikes on the lawn. Yeah. I'm like, the exact opposite of Elizabeth. Yeah. And that was why my mom moved, because I was getting in trouble. I was hanging with the wrong people and I just wouldn't listen. I was just a very, very bad kid.
What kind of advice would you give to someone who's actually having tough time in whatever environment they are in? They just can't get out of trouble. They are almost trouble follows them everywhere they go. What kind of advice would you give to that little girl or boy?
Big thing is, look in the mirror, look at yourself, right? You have absolutely control of what you want to do. You can wake up today at whatever time you want. You can wake up at 5, you can wake up at 10 a.m. You have the authority to dictate your life. A lot of things in life, happen because of us. They don't happen to us. And you have to learn to take accountability for your action, your life. I know what it's like to be in a tough spot, to be broke, to try to figure it out and want more out of life. And the biggest thing, I got into that saved me was reading. I liked to read. I didn't like to read, but I had no option. It was my back was against the wall, and I'm either gonna grow, I'm gonna change, right? We go back to me. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this life. I'm sick of the job I have. I'm sick of the money I make. I'm tired of this. So I look in the mirror. I got to do something different, right? Because if I keep doing the same things, I'm gonna get the same thing.
Yes.
So if I change, if I read a book, I learn something, then I can change.
What are some of your sorry to cut you. What are some of your favorite books?
One of my favorite books is 10X Rule by Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
It's a very good book. This is truly what it takes if you really want to succeed and play at a bigger level and really fulfill those dreams. It's gonna take, it's gonna take 10X action. It's gonna take 10X movement. Yeah. A lot of times we underestimate a lot. We underestimate a lot of what something is going to take in life. You want to start the business, or you want to move somewhere, or you want to work on a relationship, friendship, or something. Sometimes it takes more action than what we think. You think, oh, okay, one little thing. It takes massive amounts of actions to really conquer and succeed and get your goal.
That's so great. What's your biggest worry about the youth of today? I know that we still on our youth, but what's your biggest worry about the youth of today?
The biggest what?
Your biggest worry about the youth of today. Yes, about the youth.
The biggest worry about the youth today.
Yeah,
The biggest worry of the youth today is that they need a lot. They need to be poured into, and they need better examples and role models. I think right now there's a lot of the examples and the role models and everything going through social media and what they're thinking. We have kids raising kids in a way. So I think they need better people, better role models that, and they need to be filled in and they need to be poured into. Like something that I see pretty common with our youth today is just simple, common things that they don't know how to do. They don't know how to change a tire on a car. They probably don't know how to drill a screw into a wall. They need a lot more, and they're just so focused on Instagram and pleasing others and being impatient. Like the biggest thing our youth needs is, I think they need to be poured into. They need to be taught more things, and they just need more attention and more leaders to pour into them and pour good things into them to help them be better.
That's so true. That's very true. I'm assuming that you've encountered you've encountered rejection along your way, along your entrepreneurship way. So how do you deal with rejection?
Rejection is funny. Rejection is something I've always talked about and always taught, even just as a young boy. And when it came to girls, like even girls, we can go with rejection in girls and business, anything in life.
Yes.
At the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
That's something that I learned to accept very, very young when it came to women. I was raised by my mom and my aunt. I was mainly raised by women. So I saw how women acted and, I was always around them. So at the end of the day, whenever I liked the girl, whatever, the worst thing I always said, right? What's the worst thing that's going to happen? No. And then I learned to take no into next. So even if you're going into business, right? You're going into business and you want to try something, or you want to try a new skill set or a new job, or you're trying to sell and close a client and they end up saying no. Hey, at the end of the day, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? They're going to say no. And when they say no, it just means next. And that's how I see rejection. A no means next.
Okay. And then criticism. How do you deal with it?
Criticism. Criticism, I I like good criticism, and one of the biggest things I like to be critiqued by people that actually kind of more know me in a sense. Because sometimes you cannot, like a stranger can criticize me and say something, but you don't truly know me, and it all depends on it. But at the end of the day, you have to learn where to accept criticism from. You have to learn in your own head too. Like, I'm very hard on myself. Like, I'm very hard on myself. And I feel like I'm the hardest on myself than anyone else is.
Why? Why is it like that?
Because I'm big on accountability. And it's like, if I don't hold myself accountable and I'm not hard on myself, you know, no one else is going to do it. So it's like, it goes back to going to the mirror and looking at yourself and looking at me. And, you know, I know where I want to be. I have my vision. I have my dreams in my mind and in my heart. And I know what it's going to take to get them. So I hold myself accountable. And if I don't get something, I'm hard on myself. And I was also raised with a lot of tough love and discipline. So I'm very tough on myself. But as far as other people, just, you know, it's good. Some criticism is good. And you can tell when it's true, honest, like someone critiquing you, not necessarily like, we could have the bad criticism where people just hate and talk crap. We're not talking, that's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to, okay, like, you know, maybe I'm speaking here on the podcast or on the stage, and one of my friends is there nearby, and they say, hey man, you said this word a little too much times. Like, sometimes people speak and they can go, so you know, if I have a wife there, if my wife is there, or one of my good friends, and they're like, hey bro, you were talking, and I don't know if you caught, but you said a lot. They're critiquing me, they're criticizing me a little bit, but in a positive way. And that comes from a friend. And I would want that, because that would help me to grow and speak better. But if you're just a random person and maybe you don't like my accent, or you don't like my hair or something else, and you're criticizing me, I don't care. You know, you got to let that go in one ear and come out the other. And that doesn't matter, because that's irrelevant, and that's not helping me grow. That's not, you know, that's not helping me grow. So I like criticism that helps me grow, that challenges me, and I'm like, man, maybe you do have a point. I should test that. I should try that. Thank you for letting me know that I didn't catch that, and I grow and I become better. But if it doesn't grow and make me better, I don't care.
You're amazing. You're amazing. And that's so true. Tell us more about your brand, Genoversity, what you do and everything that you do.
Yeah. So it's funny. I used to be a barber, right? And like roughly 6 years ago, when I had my first shop, my first little business, I had you know, I started off. I went to university, community college, and I only went there for 2 months and dropped out. I knew I wanted to be a businessman, because I had a deal with my mom, right? She said I can't hate college and knock it if I have never tried it. So we made a deal. So I made a deal with my mom. They made a deal that if I went to school and I got B's and up, they would pay for my school. And if not, then I have to pay for it. So I said, okay, I'll take the deal. And like I said, you can't knock it if you never tried it. So I said, okay, you're right. College is maybe different than high school. Let me try it. I can maybe like it. So I go. I hated it. I hated being there. I didn't like the environment. It wasn't for me. Yeah. And I wasn't learning. I wasn't getting what I wanted to learn for business. I wasn't learning. I wasn't getting that. Okay. And I took an accounting class, and I was like, yo, this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. And one day, I'll never forget, I raised my hand and I asked a question. I asked the guy, I said, have you ever owned a business? He never did. So the next day I dropped out. I didn't care. I paid $6,500. I took myself out. I paid my classes off, and I said, I'm done. I was also in the barbershop at this time. So I was losing money when I was in college because I was in college. So I could have been making more money cutting hair. Yeah. So I didn't, you know, I was like, screw this. I'm going to make more money. I'm going to pay it off, and I'm going to go over there. And that's when I really just stuck to my grind, stuck to my business, and started growing myself in seminars and educating myself through books, and really like just going after the people that were doing what I wanted to do.
Yeah, that's so, that's so powerful. Any upcoming project that you're working on that you would like us to know?
Oh, hold on. So let me go back to it because you started. So we're the Genoversity. So that's where
Yes.
Genoversity
Okay.
started, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I knew very young what I wanted, but I was in college and I didn't know that. I didn't know, like, no one was teaching me what I wanted to learn. Okay. Nobody. I didn't have it in my family, really. I didn't have it in college. So I was like, where am I going to learn this stuff? Yeah. As a young entrepreneur, as a young businessman. Mm-hmm. And that was when I started my own thing, saying, one day I'm going to have like my own university. You know, it's going to be Gino's University. And I'm going to be teaching people. I'm going to teach people business, real life things that I told you are youth needs, right? Yeah. They need to know real world things. So that's where it all came. And I was like, it was Gino University. Oh. And as time went off, this is where I want to encourage you guys. If you have an idea, this is a book I read. It's called How Successful People Think by John Maxwell. That's another amazing book. That's one of the first books I read that like kind of, how should I say? It kind of reassured me because I was already thinking in that matter. Yeah. And then it reassured and taught me new things. And the biggest thing I took away from that book is write things down. So I was running my little business, dropped out of college, and I said, man, no one's really out here teaching me the things I need to know to grow and run this business and be who I want to be. So I said, Gino University. I'm going to do that one day. Eventually, that's my vision. And I wrote it down and I told my wife about it. And I said, Gino University, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the business. We're going to make more money. I'm going to invest in real estate. And as I have more money, I want to teach other people what I know. I want to share it. I think it's important. And I said, like, there's got to be more people like me. Hustlers, they're ready. They just need a mentor. They need someone like me teaching them the business, the money, the credit, how to scale, and potentially invest in real estate. And that's what I teach with Genoversity. So we write it down, we think about it for a while, and this is where it's important. Write your visions, write your dreams down, write them down. You never know. You can always grow them. Yes. So as time went by, the biggest thing I faced was adversities. I grew up in the ghetto. I had a lot of challenges, a lot of adversity. I hated school. I wasn't smart. I wasn't really good at reading. I was always good at math and numbers. That was like what I loved. But I just struggled a lot, even as long with my dream and my vision, support in my family, support from my mom, like go to school, get a job. I didn't have like the support that I felt I needed at those times. So I like Gino and adversity. So somewhere along the line, when we were getting ready to launch and do this business, I was like, man, I faced a lot of adversities. And that was the biggest thing I wanted to solve is the adversities. Like I was 20 years old and there was so many adversities. I didn't know what I was doing. I was 20 years old. All I had was money and Googling online, trying to figure it out. Until I landed in a business workshop for 3 days in New York and they covered everything I needed to know. And I was like, wow. I was like, this is what they should be teaching in college. This is what I need. And that helped me take my business to a whole nother level. So that's where it started. And we started, I started getting time to launch the business and we're like, adversity, Gino, adversity, Gino. And we had, Gino University, just a bunch of names. And then we're like, man, Genoversity. And then it clicked. It was like Genoversity, helping you conquer adversity. And then it's literally everything I like to do. I love to help people. I personally like problems because I like solving them. It's fun. And just the satisfaction you get when you solve a problem, you conquer something. It's like, man, and it builds you. It grows you. Yeah, that's so true. You've mentioned something important. You have a wife. How do you juggle life and work? Balance. Say that again? You've mentioned something important. You have a wife, you have your own family. How do you juggle life and work? How do you go around it? So this is something another thing I want to say is like, you design your life. Like I choose to live my life by design. We can design our lives. We can educate ourselves. We can start a business. We can have financial freedom. I also believe in God a lot. And I believe, my wife is my helper. God, like the biggest gift, God gives man is his wife. And that's what I believe. So, my wife is my most important, precious gift from God. And, in the Bible, it says she's my helper. So she's my helper. So how do I balance it? I've built a life where a lot of the seminars and all this education, besides the last program I just went through, the Grant Cardone licensee certification, that's the only one my wife hasn't been with. For me, that's the only one I went and did on my own. Okay. But everything else, all the workshops, every training, everything I've been, my wife has been there with me. So she used to work in my business. I bring her along and she's basically my partner and my helper. So as far as balancing life, my wife life, my love life, and my business, she's a part of it. She's in it. She helps me. And I'm big in legacy and building things that I want to leave behind for my family, for my kids. And I always say, God forbid if something were to happen to me. My wife understands real estate investing. She understands the business sides of things. I could pass and she could run all of this.
Wow.
She could run our businesses. She knows how to move the money and invest in real estate. She knows how to do all these things. So, I include her. We're partners. She's my partner in my life and in my business, and forever. Like we do everything together. So if I'm doing it, she's there with me.
That's so great.
Mm-hmm.
That's so powerful. Who are you inspired by?
Say that again.
Who are you inspired by?
Who am I inspired by?
Yes.
Or what?
Who are you inspired by?
Who am I inspired by? Well, Grant Cardone, man, that's one of my biggest inspirations right there. I like, I love the 10X movement. I love everything he does. He invests in real estate and just, he's a huge inspiration.
Yeah, that's okay. Any advice for someone who wanna get into real estate?
Advice for anyone that wants to get into real estate. Yeah, right now, as we can see, the market is very, very up. I have mentors and investors and people in my group that we talk about all the time. We feel there is an adjustment coming soon. Not saying it's going to crash, but we're going to have an adjustment. There's going to be more deals on the table. It's going to be a little more accessible. So a piece of advice I could give you is take the time now. We're shooting this podcast right now, April 26, 2022. Take the time right now to educate yourself. One, learn. If you don't know much about, the rules, how to buy, all that stuff, educate yourself. Learn how to find a deal. Most important thing. Two, work, hustle, stack your money up, get your cash ready now. Start stacking, start getting that money ready now, because when this opportunity comes and it presents itself, you guys need to be ready. And right now is the time to prepare yourself. So when the opportunity comes, you're prepared and you can invest and you can start doing it.
Okay.
And also, I'm currently right now, I launched a mentorship program. You get to work with me 3 months. You get a weekly call. You get to join my Discord where I'm in, and you can, we can answer and solve questions in between the calls and anything you need. So right now I have a special offer. It's usually $6,000 to work with me for 3 months. But right now I'm doing it at 50% off for $3,000. So it's 50% off. And in this, I can prepare you and teach you the things you need to learn for real estate investing, or to scale your business, or just to personally develop yourself. But for all the people right now that are listening and want to get into real estate, don't know where to start with the education, I can come in and teach you the education to prepare you. So when the market opens up and it's time to go crazy and invest, you guys are ready. You have the education and you've been saving up the money and you're ready to get that first deal and start scaling your portfolio and doing your business. So just throwing it out there.
Where can my people get hold of you?
You can go to my Instagram at Genoversity, but for the mentorship, just go to Genoversity.com. At Genoversity.com, it's right there. You click it, you add it to the cart, name, number, and you can book your first call, and we can start working on this and getting you ready for the market and getting you ready in real estate investing.
Okay. That's that's great. How do you define success, my brother?
Say that again.
How do you define success?
How did I find success?
How do you define success?
How do I define success? Honestly, success to me is continuously growing.
Yeah.
You know, success to me is not a place, it's not a destination, it's not somewhere you get. It's just continuing to grow. I can look back every day and say, I'm a little better today than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's one of the pieces to success in my eyes, is growing and continuously getting better. And also is success is just living your dreams out, living your life out, being free and being able to spend the time and do the things you want with the people you love and want to. Yeah. Like, that's what success is to me, is the fact that I'm free. If I want to spend time with my wife all day today, I can. If I want to work today, I can. I want to help people, and just continuously growing. You just grow and just being free. Freedom is the most important thing to me in success. And that's what I attach success to, is freedom, being free.
Yes. In failure, how do you define
failure?
Yeah.
Failure. Well, there's two ways, honestly. Failure, there's two ways I could go about this.
Okay.
Failure to me is absolutely being a fail, giving up, throwing the towel, quitting, never conquering anything, never living out your dreams, never doing nothing. That's full-blown failure in that way. But then there's also small failures that we need sometimes. And I see those failures as lessons. I see those as lessons. I try something, I attempt, I failed, it was a mistake. I learn, I regroup, I readjust my thoughts, and I try again until I get it right. So you can fail forward and fail to learn, or you can also just straight up fail, quit, throw the towel in, and never go after anything, and just full-blown failure.
Is there anything that you would like to share with us that I didn't ask?
Let's see. I'm not sure.
Anything, you're more than welcome to share with us.
One of the biggest things, honestly, that I can share is a lot of you people listening, a lot of people on here, everyone, right? We're all human. We all make mistakes. That's okay. Mistakes are okay. Learn from the mistakes. Don't repeat the mistake the same time again. We're humans. We have heart. We're built to love and help each other is something very deep as well. And we have our visions. We have our dreams deep down in our hearts. And, you know, God gives us visions. God gives us everything. And when you have this, you know what it is. It's in your heart. God gave it to you. So just stick to it. You know, write it down. Write these things, the things that you think about that mean a lot to you, that you really want to live out and do in your life. Grab a piece of paper, write it down, sleep on it, look at it tomorrow. See if tomorrow it makes sense. If you still like it, if you still love it, let it sit on your nightstand for a week. Take a look at it. And if it's really there and you want it, you know what you want, you know your heart, and go after it. Don't let anyone outside talk you out of it or discourage you. You need to go like this and just stay focused and go after it, because it's yours and it's your life. Live your life to satisfy you and fulfill your dreams and your needs. You know, I know sometimes we live in this world where you could get distracted and you want to satisfy your family, or you want to satisfy this person or your relationship or partner. Just go after your dreams. That's the biggest thing that I'm big on. You know, I got right here, dream big. And I had that when I was cutting hair in my mirror. That thing's always there. Dream big. And when you're dreaming big, then dream even bigger. So, you know, go after those dreams. You can do it. I really believe you can do it. You know, I've come this far and done these things that I've done, and these look crazy, and people used to tell me, you're crazy. You can't do that. Why are you thinking like that? Man, you're bugging.
Oh, and that brings me to the question. Where would you like to see yourself? Where would you like to see yourself in the next 5 or 10 years? What's the dream for Gino?
Where would I like to see myself? Let's see. So right now I'm 27, so that would put me at 33. At 33, I would like to see me, have really helped a lot of people.
Yeah.
Help a lot of people reach their dreams, their goals, and what they want, and help them build. Potentially doing, definitely some more seminars from here to there, holding some live events, continuing to invest in real estate and grow my portfolio, and scale up in that. But the biggest thing I'm really after for the next 5 years, I want to help and impact as many people that I can.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's so amazing, and I truly appreciate you taking the time to do this with me. This was so very nice, and I would like to ask you the last question, and this is the question which I ask all my guests. When it is all said and done, how would you like to be remembered?
When it's all said and done, how would I like to be remembered?
Yeah.
One of my biggest things is, I love God, and I would love to bring more people to God. So something I want to be remembered for is bringing people to God. That's one of the biggest things that I would love to be remembered for. And I would also like to be remembered for just, pouring into people, helping people, just really go down as that. Like, I brought people to God, and I helped a lot of people in the toughest other times, and helped them get through many things that they didn't think they could. And that's the biggest thing, to be honest.
What kind of advice would you give to your younger self?
To my younger self?
Yeah.
Don't take shortcuts. Stop trying to take shortcuts and take the easy way out. Because I did that when I was young. I used to gamble. And I used to invest in certain things I didn't know, because I heard people making money and this and that. So I thought I could get money fast, and I ended up losing more than winning. So I would say, quit trying to take shortcuts. Really do some research and find yourself, a good mentor. Find yourself a good mentor. I wish I would have did that sooner and younger, was find me a great mentor, a great coach that can hold my hand and pour into me. Just stay focused. And the biggest thing that I'm proud of myself when I was young is I really took advantage of the time of being young to sacrifice and hustle, and use my youth to hustle, to put in 12-hour days, 16-hour days. So I'm happy that I did that, because it's all paid off. If you don't, you're going to pay the price one day. You're either going to pay it when you're young, or you're going to pay it when you're old. If you're young and you're hanging around, if you're chilling and you're hanging out with your friends and you're not working, you're going to pay the price when you're older. You're not going to be able to retire the way you want. You're not going to enjoy your 30s and your 40s and 50s the way you want to. You're going to spend them working. Or you can grab that age from, 16 to 25, go really hard, and then enjoy the rest of your life. So you pay the price in the beginning, or you pay it at the end, but you're going to have to pay the price.
You're amazing, my brother.
So I would say, just don't take the easy way out. Stay in your lane. Stay true to yourself. Stay focused. Write your dreams and your visions down. Make a plan. Get a mentor, and go after it. And don't stop till you get it.
Talking about staying in your lane, how do you focus on the positive while you're surrounded with a lot of negativity going on the social media? How do you focus?
Well, glory to God. God helps me stay optimistic and stay true to myself, because at the end of the day, it's, who am I? Who was I created by? What do I truly believe in? And at the end of the day, when it comes to God and the Bible, you know, that helps me stay grounded. That's my foundation. So at the end of the day, you know, I can be happy. And at the end of the day, like I said, you have choices. You know, if that crowd of friends and those people are always negative and complaining about life, and you know that's what it is, don't go there. Don't call that person. Don't hang out with that person. Don't involve yourself with those people. If the area and the neighborhood you're at is bad, you know, stay focused. Go work, stack your money up, save, and take yourself out of that environment. Read, watch positive videos, and surround yourself with positive people. But at the end of the day, I feel where my optimism and my positivity has been through God, honestly, because there's a lot of times, you know, things have been crazy, and I put my eyes on God, and He helps me get through it. And it's like, what does God say about me? Not what do these people say about me. I don't care what you have to say about me. What does God say about me? God says I'm blessed. God says I'm crowned. He says I'm favored. You know, so I believe those things. That's what my Creator says. So I gotta stay focused on that. And we're all blessed. If you wake up every single day and you have another day to get after your dreams and your visions and help other people, you're blessed. You were chosen. God woke you up. You could have not woke up today. God shined another beautiful day in your life for you to grow and to meet people and to help others and to live your life. So take advantage of it. It's a true blessing. And you already won the day. You woke up. You have fresh air in your lungs. You can go and get it.
Thank you so much for your time. I truly would like to have you again on the podcast. I would like us to continue this conversation. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. And to everyone listening, I hope that I could have helped you and poured something into you and you walked away with a little wisdom. And remember, at the end of the day, I could have said amazing things, beautiful things. It's up to you to grab those things and run with them and take action and apply them in your life and make it happen. Because without action, it's dead.
That's true. Thank you so much.